For 19 women, tonight in St. Paul, Minnesota is about a national championship. Chelsea Memmel and her dad are an American team. So are Nastya and Valery Lyukin, only their dream was born in the Soviet Union and not in West Dallas, Wisconsin. Yet today they have so much in common. Daughters, coached by their dads. Standing in their way, perhaps, Natasha Kelly, who isn't coached by her father, yet everyone knows the legend who stops by her gym all the time. Mary Lou Retton imparts the wisdom of her gold medal. But will it work today? Chelsea Memmel has shown the consistency that comes with being a world champion. Injuries now overcome make this a comeback effort. And it's an effort cemented by something only they know. The 17-year-old from Plano, Texas is Nastya Lyukin, and she's been magnificent, elegant, graceful, but not perfect. As defending national champion, she is pushed by history and her dad. It's a national championship and a major step in the journey to Beijing 2008. So dads, enjoy the ride, because it goes by in a blink. And now we'll see how it all plays out. The relationship between Andy and Chelsea Memmel, I think, has to be described as extraordinary.
Hey, just like all day, okay? No change. Take your time and enjoy it, okay? See you at the finish line.
See you at the finish line. He said yesterday, perform like you did in the World Championships, taking her back to when she was at her greatest. And then there was Valery Lyukin and his daughter telling her to do it just like you do back home, back in the gym, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Is her lead vulnerable? We shall see. And Natasha Kelly from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and training in Houston, Texas. And as we mentioned, Mary Lou Retton is here tonight in the front row, and she stops by the gym all the time. But there's only so much you can teach. There are the standings. It is a huge lead for Nastya Lyukin of 1.1 points, but in these days of expanded scores, Tim Daggett and LP Schlegel, you sort of think anything is possible in any one rotation.
Well, yeah, a great score is a 16 and a half. It used to be the best you could get was a 10. So a lead isn't as big anymore.
And just to put it in perspective, what a fall costs you today is 0.8. So when you look at Nastya's lead of 1.1, that's not very much.
You know, Chelsea came into this competition battling back from a shoulder injury, and I don't really think they believed that it was possible she could be national champion. She has done so much already. Her career, tremendous ups and downs.
Good girl.
And what's been so impressive, Tim, in day one of the competition, and so far what we're seeing is the difficulty in her routine and how well she's handling everything with so little training.
That's her rooting section up there, all wearing pink.
Her dad willing her through this exercise. He told me that everywhere he goes, people want to talk to him about Chelsea's gold medal at the World Championships. He carries a video around with him to show folks what that experience was like, and that going to be a little bit of a deduction.
Come on, Chel. Bam. Yeah, there we go.
Sounded satisfying to Andy.
I think I heard your mom, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good start.
He said, we heard Mom up there in the stands. It can get very, very quiet during those beam routines. Now Nastya Lyukin.
And she had some problems in night one, staying in bounds. She has changed her routine around so many times. She says that she's not sure what passes are going to come out. She steps out of bounds right there, and also that was not the pass she was supposed to do. She was supposed to do a double twist at the end of that. And I'll tell you what's going on right now. I would imagine she's thinking, well, I made a mistake and I did this full twist at the end of the last pass. Now she's got 2 more of them and she didn't change it, so that is an even bigger problem. She's repeated the same element. You know, there's so much to figure out when you make a mistake like that, because you are not allowed to repeat elements. You get no credit for them.
You can just see her father, who lives through every single movement of every routine. He's just totally deflated standing there next to the podium.
And he won't be happy with this routine.
Ну что ты не сделала one and a half? Я же тебе кричу. Ну ты не могла сообразить сама что? Это же нулевая связка сейчас получается. А? Ну.
And when the gold medalist from the Soviet Union speaks in Russian, we have seen that it often comes in times of tension.
And right there is, he sees her do that front full, and he knows how bad that is, because what's she going to do for her third pass?
Back to Chelsea Memmel, who records a 15.2. Is that mediocre?
It's just a mediocre score for her. That would relate somewhere in the old scoring system to between 9-1, 9-3 area.
Now Natasha Kelly. After the opening night, she was second. This is her first experience at this level of competition, at the senior level. She's been very consistent.
And she was totally unaffected with what happened in day 1 of the competition. Just kind of went in there, did her thing. This is what Marta Karolyi, the national team coordinator for the women, what she likes about her. She's consistent. She's a 4-event gymnast. She can deliver at any moment. She's looking for another 4 events from her tonight.
Another big release right there. Very nice. Oh, a little bit of a struggle there. But that's what you like to see. Small error, don't let it affect you.
Good job. Way to fight there at the end. Nice job. Nice job.
Nice start. Good start.
Coaches Dan and Ashley Baker there.
And it is just the beginning, the first of 4 rotations for all of the athletes here in St. Paul.
Good girl. Nice, nice job. Beautiful, beautiful handoff. Nice.
And Natasha Kelly gets hammered. 14.7. That's a huge door of opportunity opening for everybody else. She knows it, and everybody else knows it. Someone like Alicia Sacramoni from Winchester, Massachusetts.
And
step into it.
Alicia starting on her strongest event, no question. She's strong, but what everyone's looking from Alicia tonight is whether she can have the same type of competition that she did in night 1.
Huge first tumbling run. It's a piked double Arabian somersault. Very difficult. Oh God. Oh. Wow, she landed just, it's exactly what you tell your kids you can't do. You cannot lock those knees on any landing. That was scary.
this event, so this is her time to make up points in the standings.
Out of bounds. Those are small little errors you hate to give away to the judges.
Very nice.
Tell you though, that is scary. When those knees lock like that,
Is that an issue for Alicia Sacramoni? We'll have to wait and see. Back to St. Paul after this on NBC Sports. Back in the Xcel Energy Center, it was a costly floor exercise performance by the reigning world champion Alicia Sacramoni in more than just one way. First, she didn't score well, and there looks to be an issue with her knee. Now, during the commercial break, Marta Caroli, who oversees everything in this kingdom, went over and told her coach and Alicia, listen, big picture, if you're hurt, pull out. You'll still be part of the World Championships coming up in a couple of months. This is not going to change your status of how we view you as a gymnast, and that's all being weighed right now in the Sacramoni camp. Now, Natasha Kelly put up a 15.7. They were pretty happy about that.
On the beam, Tosh.
and this lady right here, Ashley Baker, when we were sitting down talking to Tasha, she says, hey, you know what? I went to New England Gymnastics, and when you went to the Olympic Games, I was in a cartwheel-a-thon to help raise money for you and your family to make it out to Los Angeles in 1984. So she said, there's our connection right there. I couldn't believe it.
And Tim, didn't you go on to buy that gym that she was a part of?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yep, Daggett Gymnastics. So it's a small world.
What a great job they have done with this athlete. You know, she had the highest difficulty score in the competition on this event the other night.
Because of skills like that.
Remember the two scores that you see today in gymnastics. The one score is about what you do in the routine, the difficulty. The other score is based on how well you perform it, the execution.
Now, if you listen to Natasha Kelly talk, if you close your eyes, don't you hear a little bit of Carly Patterson in there?
Oh, for sure.
You do, and it's really remarkable because in addition to having Mary Lou a part of their gym, Carly Patterson and this young lady right here started in the same gym in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're both there for about 7 years, so there are a lot of parallels there.
That's it, come on. Finish strong, finish strong.
Wow, this girl's an absolute rock.
Nice ball. Nice job, honey. Good job. Good job. Nice job. Halfway home.
2 down, 2 to go.
2 events down and 2 to go in this night where a national champion will be crowned, and decisions and opinions will be formed about who will represent the United States in the upcoming World Championships. Now, Alicia Sacramoni, last we saw, she had her knee iced up. What's going on there? Let's go to Andrea Joyce.
Well, Marta Caroli spoke to Alicia after her floor routine. She urged her to be cautious. She reminded Sacramoni not to take a risk. It wouldn't be worth it. Don't take a risk with an injury with the Worlds coming up in October. Alicia was checked out by Dr. Larry Nasser. She said she felt fine, and at this point, she's planning on continuing.
So much so that she stands right now, ready for the vault.
Yeah, she better feel fine because this is the event that's going to put the most stress on it. And when you're as powerful as she is, it's unbelievable pressures on that knee.
Not to mention the power, but what she's actually about to do. This is super difficult.
Wham!
Everything looked fine there.
Jeez.
It's like she spit in the eye of pain.
And yeah, Marta Caroli said, don't worry about it, but you gotta believe that she also wants to see a tough kid. And to deal with a little bit of adversity like that and come out and do a vault like that, that earns her points in my eyes and Marta's as well.
Good job.
15.8. The judges liked it too. Natasha Kelly gets rewarded with a 15.75 as we continue to try and figure out what these new scores mean.
So you get over. Be aggressive. Don't hold back.
Be aggressive. Don't hold back. That's Valery Lyukin,
And try to
the
stick.
Soviet gold medalist, now very much an American, coaching his daughter. Back in St. Paul, you're looking at Jana Bieger. That's her mom. She competed for what was then known as West Germany 3 times in the Olympic Games. And like everybody, it seems, in these national championships, she's trying to pass along her successful DNA to a child. She's just on the fringe of making big news here. She was 3rd after the opening night. And with Nastya Lyukin faltering, and I mean, nobody looks rock solid so far here tonight. She could really help herself out with a big number.
And Jana, like Natasha Kelly, is one of those 4-event gymnasts. She's very even, puts in just consistent scores.
All about those handstands. If you do it, you have to finish exactly in that handstand. She was a little bit short there. The judge is very strict on that. And strict on that, too. A stuck landing.
So you mean she's got to be vertical?
Exactly vertical. With her entire body. So that means that Tom is talking about those angles right there. It's not just that your body is pointing straight up, but what we call your shoulder angle has to be completely open as well.
Now to the floor exercise, and Chelsea Memmel. Again, you'll be hearing her dad, Andy. She had a 15.2 on the beam.
I'll tell you, one of the things she has really going for her is she's been doing most of the stuff that she's competing today for so long.
landing. I only saw one face on your turn from Marta. Okay, that's good. I like the endings. You forgot to go out of bounds. Good. Good job. Thanks. You stood that full up.
He really comes across as such a calm,
Hey, look at your
reassuring
friend.
force in their bond.
Yeah, he sure does. I'll tell you. She is, if there was an athlete that you would need to depend on, it would be Chelsea
You're gonna see
Memmel.
one more double, someone said.
She managed to do all that tumbling and stay in bounds.
And obviously the color is pink for Team Memmel. That's Mom. She's got to be envious of all the time that Dad gets to spend with their daughter. 15.25. And again, the 9.25 execution, that means she had 0.75 deductions. Back to Jana Bieger, for example, she had 8/10 deductions from a 10 to a 9.2. And that's the new world of mathematical gymnastics. Now, Natasha Kelly needs to rebound here. That 14.7 really interrupted their world and gave everybody all sorts of opportunities now to attack the national championship that she holds.
And once again, in night one, neither Valeria or Nastia was very happy with the landing of this ball. Let's see how it goes tonight. A little bit better.
A little bit better. The hop was just in a different direction. Instead of to the side, it was forward.
It's slowing.
So we
It's
get
funny.
English.
Yes, we get English when things are good. We get Russian when things are not. It's just amazing. I mean, they live by a gold standard.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all there is to it.
Every little tiny thing, like that small little hop.
That's something that Valery would very much like to erase. He wants perfectly stuck landings.
And he didn't get that, and neither did she. And now she's got a 15.0 to go with her 14.7. And guess what? Natasha Kelly has jumped into the lead of this national championship. How big of an upset would that be?
It would be huge, but don't forget, Nastia Liukin, 2 events left. She's world champion on both of them.
And now you wonder, Natasha Kelly, have you looked at the scoreboard? Do you know what the numbers are? And if in fact you did, what do you think of being in first place with Nastia Liukin being the world champion in the 2 events left? Can you handle prosperity? Andy Memmel and his daughter Chelsea, the reigning world champion.
Is it okay that I went and did that? Yeah. It's like, what do you know, what's the deal?
Well, as we listen in, what are they talking about?
Well,
I don't believe any of that.
they protested the score on floor. They think that the start value was incorrect, 2/10 too low. And actually, if you just look at the score from night one to this one, I think it was low, even if the start value wasn't incorrect.
Meanwhile, the competition moves along, and Alicia Sacramoni has to feel like, you know, things are possible here.
Yeah, and the bigger test for Alicia is, can she hit this for a
The
second
handstands
night?
right there. But see, this is so critical, and I hate to sound like I'm nitpicking, but those judges, that one right there, every time she is not exactly vertical, when she finishes the element, like right there, she's getting clobbered. And
Tim, she realizes that. She knows that this is not her strongest event. She's actually afraid of uneven bars. She's going to be thrilled that she just got through this event and survived.
yeah, it's actually a great job for Alicia, but that's a hit routine, and it's not going to see anywhere near even 15 points.
And you can see the huge emotional release after every event. That's how much these gymnasts put into it. But she's got a very cool personality. She's a funny woman. Now back to Chelsea Memmel on the beam, 15.2. Now on the vault.
And she really is not doing a difficult vault, and they came here, they had a plan, they're sticking to it. She could probably do something a little bit harder, but their goal is worlds. So, for example, Nastia does that vault with an extra half turn. The difficulty value for that is 5.5.
Very nice.
This vault is worth only a 5.0, so she's already a half a point in the hole relative to Nastia on this vault.
So what Chelsea's capable of doing is adding another twist to this vault. This is a simple full. She's going to be working towards her double twist again.
Which she has competed successfully many times.
You know what Andy just said to her? He just said, not bad for a girl. How cool is that? Alicia Sacramoni does get clobbered, to use your word, Tim. 14.45. But she got through it, and she still has the right attitude about it. All right, now back to the world of the Liukins. A 15-0 and a 14-7 is just not going to get it done. That's not what they came here to do.
Yeah, this can be, we're not talking 14s or 15s. This can be 16, mid-16s.
Well, she scored 16.4 in the first night. That's a big score.
Beautiful lines. See that perfect position at the end. Where this routine really gets awesome is right here, though. Watch this. She's going to do a full and a half spin on one arm. Whoa, and she's off balance. She
added an extra giant.
Adds a giant there. But she, oh gosh. It's like, it just, when she does bars, it just looks fun, you know?
And it floats. It's effortless.
This time, no words are needed. What do you think is up with her? You think she's just tired, having a bad day, not concentrating?
I think that it's just a bad day. You know, the room for error is so small because her exercises are so darn difficult.
Speaking of difficult, how about 1984? How about the gold medal of Mary Lou Retton, one of the most famous exercises in the history of the sport? Well, now she's a mom, and her 4 kids train in Natasha Kelly's gym in Houston, Texas. She's there all the time, and she's watching right now, sitting next to Bella Caroli. What do you think, guys? Does she know that she's the leader?
You know what? It's amazing. Her coaches said that she's just unaware of that stuff.
Oh, you can't miss that scoreboard, though.
Tim Baker told me that, hey, I don't even bother talking to her during meets because she doesn't even hear me. It doesn't get through.
Well, no crumbling. I mean, she may have hopped a little bit, but she seemed fine.
Yeah, I think it was better than the first night.
She's hitting. These routines are comfortable for her.
Nice
It's
job,
working.
Tasha. Nice job.
She wasn't even born when Mary Lou Retton had her gold medal moment. How about that?
Excellent job.
Bella
Nice
Caroli
job.
and Marta
Good
Caroli
job.
are watching.
Nice job. All right, girl. One more.
One more to go. Could Natasha Kelly be the upset national champion of 2006? And that's because Nastia Liukin felt like an absolute lot. Now she gets her best score, 15.85 on the uneven bars, and she is an absolute star on that apparatus. Meanwhile, we can tell you that Chelsea Memmel's father's protest added a 10th of a point to her score. Don't know if that'll affect the standings. Natasha Kelly, she gets her score, and we'll see when we come back, when we do the math, whether she still is in front with one event to go. Back in St. Paul, Minnesota, Natasha Kelly is leading this 2006 Visa Championships over Nastia Liukin, and that is big-time news. Now, Chelsea Memmel was in 5th, and she's been okay, not up to her World Championship standard in this comeback from injury. She just wants to show Marta Caroli and USA Gymnastics that she's okay and good to go for the World Championships that are coming up, right?
She's done way more than that. She was out really for about 3.5 months. Just did her first full bar routine about a week ago. And it looks like that with 1 week. It helps that you are a former world champion on this event, though.
You know, Chelsea has so much experience. She said when she started working bars again, everything came back so easily. Not a problem.
That's a walk in the park for her.
Hey. Good training for us.
Thanks.
Very good. Nice start.
Nice start.
There you go.
And this is the end for her. So what he's talking about is that this is a nice start to the big journey.
Number 10 routine, very successful.
Little hi to mom and her fans. She's so popular. And remember, the one thing about Chelsea, she didn't get to go to the Olympics in 2004. Injury prevented that, so that's the gaping hole that's part of this dream. Now back to Jana Bieger on Flora.
Jana having another very good night of gymnastics, and she's proving to Marta Caroli, hey, pick me, I can go anytime.
No major mistakes, and on a night like this, when mistakes are being made, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, not just tonight, though. The first night, no mistakes either.
Sehr schön.
Sehr schön. In German, really good. Let's do the math on Chelsea Memmel. 15.45.
Doing okay.
Doing okay. In the big picture. Meanwhile, Natasha Kelly is still to come on vault. Nastia Liukin on beam. That's all we have now to determine who's going to be the 2006 Visa National Champion. Could you have a look that's more intense? Well, it's come down to one last performance for Natasha Kelly, who leads, and Valery Liukin's daughter, Nastia, who stays warm as he commands in the background. Natasha Kelly is on the vault. She has had a 15.7, a 15.75, and a 15.4. Even, solid.
And you should see nothing different here. Does a more difficult vault than we've seen from most of the competitors. She'll do that double twist. It'll have a maximum difficulty score of 5.8.
Biggest vault of her life.
But not her best tonight.
No, not her best, but I'll tell you.
It'll work. It'll work. Still could be stronger, but it'll work. Nice job. Hey.
Well, it'll work to
8
put
for
the
8.
pressure on
That's all you
Natasha
can do.
Kelly.
Oh,
You did a good
no
job.
question.
You did your job. All right. Nice meet.
Nice meet.
Oh,
I would say
fantastic.
that was a
Exceptional.
remarkable meet. A
they-
slight understatement.
They have got to be thrilled with her performance. First time on the senior
A little bit
stage
better, I
at the
think,
national championships. 8 for 8. Fantastic job. She was calm. She did her thing. Gotta love it.
Well, the judges didn't love it. 14.85. That's her lowest score. So what does that mean for Nastia Liukin?
So it means she needs better than a 15.05 on the balance beam to win the title. It is the balance beam. It's scary, it's hard, but she is the world champion on the balance beam, but she has been struggling tonight as well.
First night of competition, she scored a 16.3, so this really shouldn't be a problem.
Very, very capable. She had only 4/10 deducted in that exercise, the lowest, I believe, of any athlete. But it's the beam, you know, it's
And it's the skill coming up right here.
4 inches wide. Oh,
Wow.
wow.
What a save.
Now, was that a big enough mistake to put this
Yeah.
national championship in jeopardy?
Well,
When you grasp
not
the beam,
Not
it's a 5/10 deduction. When you physically bend down and grasp that beam. In the old days, that was a fall. That's how much a fall was worth.
and she has a lot more to get through, but staying on that beam might help her to retain her national title. Well, if you could erase that mistake at the top of the exercise, after that point, this routine has been as perfect as you can be.
So, Elfie, let's just review. Her touching the beam and not falling off saves her 3/10. It's 8/10 and 5/10.
That is correct. That was a 5/10 deduction.
So that was a 3/10 of a point save by her in the middle of that routine. And you see, Dad he's not doing his usual.
You know, and off comes the microphone. Yikes.
Тебе надо 15 всего получить. 15-2. 15-1.
She doesn't look like she's just won anything, that's for sure.
Being consoled by another Woga coach, Yevgeny Marchenko, Carly Patterson's personal coach.
And again, they're talking Russian. And that's usually when things are bad. So now everyone's waiting. What's the number going to be? Where do I stand?
You know, it's going to be close, but I can't imagine. I mean, that routine was so beautiful after that error. If the judges...
Oh, Tim, that was icy.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, he said it. He said, nothing I hated more than coming in second place. And my daughter is exactly the same.
Everybody's waiting for the same news. All right, so damage control, 15.55. She's going to do it. She's going to win this national championship. And you know what? That bend down to prevent herself from falling off the beam is going to be the difference. And Natasha Kelly knows she just missed. But more importantly, she's proven to herself and she's proven to the people who look to the future of the USA Gymnastics program, to the World Championships and the Olympics in Beijing, that she can do this. So finally, a little bit of a smile from Nastia Liukin. She's going to defend her national championship, and now she goes into the books. Back-to-back national champion of the United States of America. Not bad for a kid that was born in Moscow, Russia, and now dad is dad again. He puts the mad coach, the frustrated coach, aside for a moment.
Yeah, he knows how tight this can be. She lost the World Championships to Chelsea Memo by 1/1000th of a point.
And she's going to win in the final numbers by 5/10. Jana Bieger will finish third, so a good finish. But let's find out what's going on in the mind of Nastia Liukin. Andrea Joyce.
Second straight national all-around title for Nastia, but tonight you look like a sad champion. Your thoughts on how things went down tonight?
Well, I guess obviously it wasn't like Thursday, but I just had a little bit of a rough day on beam, probably, especially in floor. I've had so many changes in the past few months, and changes are really hard for everyone to get used to, and including myself. So I think just to take more time to get consistent at these scales will help a lot.
But you were so sharp in day one of the competition. Was there something else that was different out there tonight?
No, not really. Just, every gymnast has their off days, and I guess today was one of mine.
We have seen all week the special relationship that you have with your dad, but tonight it looked like neither one of you were happy. What did he say to you?
Well, obviously when you're not, doing the best things that you can do, you're not going to be too happy, but he's always there for me, and I'm always thankful for that. But he always just tells me never to give up because, you just have to keep pulling your way through, and in the end, you'll see where you finish.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
They are some of the toughest and youngest champions we shall ever see. Some burst onto the scene, and some show us how champions win when they are maybe not at their best. Welcome to the world of big-time gymnastics, Natasha. Mary Lou Retton says thanks. We say goodbye from St. Paul, Minnesota. NFL preseason football is next.